Wow, 10 years. I remember painting and getting ready for day one in that old grocery store building. I remember cutting out animals for our first Vacation Bible School. I can think of so many different people that have come and gone through the years. It seems like God always brought us the right talent at the right time. Our church has always been truly blessed.
This life change happens here, and because my life has changed here. I'm not the same girl I was when I came here 7 or 8 years ago. I wasn't a Christian. I hated praise and worship. I thought it was just, I hated it. And then now I absolutely love it. And I have these friends and these families and this support group that they're always looking out for me, and they always want the best for me and my family.
I know for my family and I that BridgePoint Fellowship has been a place that the talents and the ministries that God has used us in has just been a place where we've been able to cultivate that and grow those things, whether it be through missions or through worship, or my wife teaching pre-K. It's just been a place that Pastor Lance and Kim have just allowed the culture of the church to grow and facilitate a lot of the giftings that are on the inside of us. We wouldn't have it any other way.
BridgePoint Fellowship to me means family. And our family keeps growing, and we love it here.
And I like that the church's vision is to help people move along their what God has for them to do. And I think if you go to a church where that's the vision of the church, and I think God will do great things. So that's what I like about BridgePoint Fellowship.
Many years ago, when we were still in the storefront, long before it was a liquor store, we were doing some demolition, and I had a couple crazy youth kids that were up there helping out, and they came across something that was every adolescent's dream, and it was a chandelier that they wanted to just take out back and have their way with. And I didn't care, I didn't know any different, and so I said sure. And so two young boys named Ryan and Matthew took this thing out there, and they just went to town and destroyed it. And it kind of put me in a predicament where I told a little bit of lies, so I'm kind of repenting for that, because I was cornered by who I didn't know at the time very well, but I just knew that she was the pastor's mother-in-law, and Kathy Hardy at the time came up to me and said, do I know where the chandelier went, that she wanted to use it? And I just flat out lied and said, I don't know, and I feel horrible about that. Kathy, I'm sorry. You can talk to Ryan and Matthew about that chandelier and when it went, so they know better than I.
I am so excited that we are celebrating 10 years right here at BridgePoint Fellowship. It just seems to have gone by so quickly, but we have grown and grown and grown, and I have watched Lance and Kim go from a couple to a family of 4, and it's so thrilling. Here at the church, we've gone through all the circles of life. We've gone through funerals where we've buried some dear friends, some real loved ones, from a teenager to elders, and Lance has preached some just extraordinary sermons to celebrate the lives of these saints. We have had a lot of marriages in these 10 years. Some of you have gotten married in these 10 years, in fact, and congratulations, by the way. And we've had lots of babies in these 10 years. We're just growing from the inside and the outside. We've had the water tested, and I think it's okay, but we're not sure about that yet.
What BridgePoint means to me is it has created stability and structure in my family's life that is focused on Christ. And the people here, we love them. They're our family now. We just love that.
Hey, so most of you guys know I make the coffee here at the church, and I just wanted to put in perspective, use a prop of kind of where we've come from. This is actually what we started making coffee out of about 9.5 years ago. This whole thing covered the whole church, the old building, and kind of a funny story. I told Pastor Lance I want to make the coffee, and I came on board, and the first day that I made the coffee, plugged it in, everything's ready to go. They go to get their coffee and it doesn't percolate, so the church doesn't have coffee. Thought I started going to a nice, loving church until no one had their coffee and all the horns came out. I won't say any names, Dan, Lynn, but we've come a long way since then, and it's been a pleasure serving. I've loved being here, making you guys coffee, and just being able to serve where I can. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Pastor Lance and Kim, I love you. You've been great mentors, leaders, friends, all of the above, and I'm really excited to see where the next 10 years takes us. Thanks a lot.
I was looking for another church and could not find it. I turned on Roberts and I told Kelly, I said, I've got to find a church. So I know there's one down here on it's on Texas Avenue and on 87, and sure enough, I went into this church and there was hardly anybody there. I guess there was probably about 60 people at that time, and the year was 2007, and when I walked in that day, Lance spoke right to my heart, and he said that, basically when I was a child, I spoke as a child, and now that I'm a man, I take on the responsibilities of a man. And like everybody says, he was talking to me. He shot me right in the heart, and from that moment on, all we've done is grow here. We found love here. We found family here like never before.
10 years ago, I was going to another church and started dating Newly, who had in his mind he was coming here, and that was not my plan to come here. And I did, and for the first year I would cry every Sunday when we left church, but it's just amazing, really, that I know that God had this place intended for me. He has given me the best girlfriends that anyone could ever ask for, and on top of them being there, being godly, sharpening me, challenging me, just walking this God thing with me. It's just been fun to have kids with them and to watch them grow up together, and I just really can't wait to see what the next 10 years is gonna hold.
BridgePoint Fellowship has been more than just a church, it's a family. And there are so many people at our church that I just absolutely love with all of my heart, people that have gone out of their way to do things for me and my family. And I've always felt accepted, I've never felt judged. And I just can't imagine where my life would be without our church. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Pastor Lance. Thank you, Kim. And thank you, everyone who makes BridgePoint Fellowship what it is.
You take worship, you add in the word, you mix in fellowship with as much love as you can find. Then you wrap that with prayer, and you have BridgePoint Fellowship.
Okay.
I'm kind of a whiny.
That's okay.
Whiny tip these days.
Kind of a whining,
it's just ridiculous.
whining thing
just
going on.
whine all, yeah, I'm whining all over the place. I'm whining over there.
And Lance, that's not right. It's the other way around.
PK and PL.
Can we start over?
You ever start over?
The opportunity, I want to stop.
When you are.
Oh, it is ready?
Yep.
Is it recording right now?
Mm-hmm.
They better not show on the outtake video.
Passion.
I'm getting a cold.
Okay, scoot a little
Okay.
closer to her for me.
Get a little closer.
And you can kind of.
Chair.
Okay.
Okay, I don't like your arm like that.
Well,
I'm sorry, you gotta put it in your lap.
how's my bill? My bill's
Bills work.
Bills
Bills look
look
good.
awesome.
Bills look awesome.
What BridgePoint Fellowship means to me. I totally forgot. I knew this was gonna happen.
Okay.
Is it okay? Now my mouth's dry. What BridgePoint Fellowship means to me. Okay, I can't do this.
You memorized so many lines.
I know VBS, but this ain't VBS. This is, and I didn't have this like going. Woo. I'm so thankful that the Lord.
You can't do that.
And I can't help it. It's just like woo, you know.
Well, Kim's my favorite. No, I'm picking. Lance would like, what?